Well, the short answer is that Cricut decided to throw its loyal community under the bus in order to make bank on Wall Street. They just made a ranting video, but oh boy, the cosplay and crafting tea is flowing this week. So I want to talk about Cricut, their road to apparently torching their community, and also misplaced faith in giant crafting corporations. So we're gonna dive right into this. For those who don't know what Cricut is, they are a crafting company that manufactures super fun magic cutting machines. Essentially, you feed them a design and they automatically cut it out for you, out of everything from vinyl to foam to balsa wood. You can use it for warble if you want to. They are wildly popular amongst crafting hobbyists and cosplayers, and they really experienced a huge boom in the cosplay community around 2018, I want to say, when a number of well-known folks started creating a ton of tutorials for them. Word of mouth recommendations is no joke with these types of niche products. Cricut themselves have said that friends and family or influencer recommendations are responsible for 63% of its new customers. 63! This brand was built by loyal community members, and I want you guys to all remember that as this story unfolds. Cricut is beloved and a recognizable brand name. Cosplayers are huge fans and saving up their money to purchase one of these $400 machines. So what happened? Well, the short answer is that Cricut decided to throw its loyal community under the bus in order to make bank on Wall Street. Well, on Friday, March 12th, Cricut announced that they will be making usability changes to Design Space. Cricut users will only be able to upload up to 20 images, and as a reminder, the only way to cut an image on these machines is to upload them to Cricut software. So this essentially limits you to only 20 projects per month. And if you want more than that, you need to purchase a Cricut Access plan, which, if it's anything like the subscriptions that they have on their current site right now, it can cost between $10 and $13 a month on top of this $400 machine. Cricut software, by the way, is notoriously difficult to use, and it's really common for you to have to upload multiple versions of the same image in order to get it cut correctly, even though you're just working on one single project. So that 20 project limit, that's really not accurate either. Also, by the way, this was not even the topic of the post. This was like an afterthought mention all the way at the bottom of a hot new Design Space blog post, and it's still not even announced on their social medias or on their website, despite this change potentially being rolled out as early as next week. This was supposed to fly under the radar. But Regan, why don't you just, not use Cricut's design software? Boy, wouldn't I love that! According to Cricut, you must use Design Space and only Design Space. In 2010, Cricut actually sued a third-party software provider called Make the Cut, claiming that they were illegally circumventing copyright protection and they violated Design Studio's own code. They settled out of court, and Make the Cut immediately stopped allowing their software to be compatible with Cricut. Cricut has also straight up said that they want to kill any kind of third-party or second-hand market because it eats into their profits. So, to break this down, a cosplayer spends $400 on a magic cutting machine, but Cricut doesn't want you to be able to use it without also paying for their software. To compare, this would be like Dell or Alienware slapping a big ol' "no fun" sticker on their computers and telling you that you aren't allowed to install Linux. You either pay for Windows or you go home. That is not how hardware is supposed to work, and crafters know it, which is why people are infuriated. Some people do have a subscription, but most people are not buying the Cricut for the terrible Design Space software. And now Cricut is attempting to force crafters into purchasing this extra expensive thing that they don't want. Now, companies make business decisions like this all the time for various financial reasons, and I've seen some people try to justify this by saying, oh, it's because of COVID, Cricut must be struggling so much and they really need that extra cash. They're suffering just like all of us, we should support them. No. Crafting companies' profits have skyrocketed during the pandemic as people keep picking up new hobbies to do inside. These companies cannot keep their supplies in stock. In 2020, Cricut's recorded net sales were to the tune of $762 million. They saw 66% community growth last year alone. They are literally in the top 1,000 companies in the world. This is not some mom and pop business who is hurting for cash. In fact, they are doing so well that we get to the crux of this problem. On February 14th, just 3 weeks ago, they announced their IPO or initial public offering. Cricut's going public on the stock market. So what does that mean? Well, an IPO or initial public offering is a company's first opportunity to sell stocks to the general public. A lot of companies do offer stock options to their employees as part of a compensation package, but they're not publicly tradable. You won't see them online and traded the same way that Apple and Google are. So in general, the stocks are worth less. But when a company does an IPO, it's an opportunity for the higher-ups in that company who already own a bunch of shares to increase the value of those shares, sometimes by a lot. But when you go public, you need people to have confidence in your company in order for strangers to buy into it. As part of the IPO, you have to report your financials, such as number of subscribers and machine sales. The more subscribers you have and the more you force people to buy directly from you, the more valuable your stock looks to Wall Street bankers. As part of their SEC filing, link is way down there below, Cricut announced their intention to file for a $100 million IPO. And as of literally March 16th, they increased those terms to $322 million. That is a lot of freaking money. So of course it's in Cricut's best interest to boost those numbers and keep them up there in order to keep the stock prices up. And what better way to do that than literally forcing your users who already bought your machine to purchase a brand new thing that they don't want. So I want to read you guys some absolutely wild stuff from the SEC filing, which in Cricut's own words and strategy is as follows. They plan to increase monetization from current users. We believe that by finding new ways to inspire our users with their existing connected machines, we can sell more content and accessories and materials. Risks include, if we are unable to maintain or increase subscriptions, which have higher margins than our other products, our future revenue and results of operation could be harmed. Our paid subscribers have no contractual obligation to renew their subscriptions. Well, yeah, of course your easy-to-manage tiny resource upload site makes a ton more money than the real tangible product that you sell. Just as a quick note, this is pretty boilerplate language for SEC filings. Obviously, companies want to increase profits and they need to state risks like, if nobody buys my stuff, I might not make money. But honestly, it's the callous, uncaring timing of these bold statements side by side with their attempts to squeeze as much money as possible out of their loyal users who are now trapped with this product that they already bought and can't use without it. That is really scummy. Just knowing how this kind of stuff works, this is also not really likely a last-minute boost strategy, but probably a long-term plan that they've had for a while. And it's finally coming to fruition now that the waters are right and they made a bunch of money during COVID. So yeah, of course people feel betrayed. In that same SEC filing, Cricut states this: in 2020, 42% of new users indicated that they first heard about Cricut from friends and family. Another 21% of our users first heard about Cricut from other low-cost or free marketing channels, including YouTube, DIY blogs, and press coverage. Again, 63% of new Cricut users went with them because of community recommendations, word of mouth, and loyalty. Cricut was literally built on the backs of its community hobbyists, but the second Wall Street looks like a better deal, they're going to drop those people like a hot potato and jump ship for more money. And at the end of the day, I think that's the lesson here. Huge corporations like this one are not your friend. I know we like to think that companies like Cricut and Disney, they make wonderful products that we love, and they also love their consumers and they want to make us happy. But at the end of the day, they're here to make a profit. And they're gonna do whatever it takes to do that. They're usually just a lot more tactful than Cricut has been. So literally 2 hours after I recorded this, Cricut came out with an official announcement walking back their policy. There is a statement from the CEO and also this posted on their Instagram channel. Dear Cricut members, one of our core values is community. We are listening and we took your feedback to heart. It is clear that in this instance, we did not understand the full impact of our recent decision. Here's how we will move forward. We will continue to allow an unlimited number of personal image and pattern uploads for members with a Cricut account registered and activated with a cutting machine before December 31st, 2021. This benefit will continue for the lifetime of your use of these machines. Machine resales or transfers. If a machine is resold or transferred to a new user, the new user must set up their own Cricut account. As long as the new user creates the account and connects the machine to their account before December 31st, 2021, we will grant the benefit of an unlimited number of uploads to the new user for the lifetime of their use of the machine. This statement also very specifically calls out teachers and educational makerspaces, who is really their bread and butter. Cricut has really angered not just the cosplay community, but hobbyists, sewists, teachers, you name it. So I think all of us coming and banding together and making a huge stink about this mess really influenced their decision here. Also, and this is just me going out on a limb, having a PR nightmare on your hands when you are trying to do an IPO probably isn't the best look. Okay, so what they are essentially saying is, we're sorry, we're rolling back these changes, this is a PR disaster, we're going to leave everything untouched so long as you are a Cricut user prior to December 31st, 2021. After that period of time, however, if you want to upload more than 20 projects, you do need to purchase into the Design Space package. So I guess this is kind of a victory, but at the same time, there's a lot of things to consider. First of all, there is a lot of confusion over whether this means that everyone who owns a Cricut account will be able to have this privilege after December 31st, even if you upgrade your machine. Let's say that my Cricut Maker breaks on January 1st, 2022. Does this mean that suddenly I am no longer grandfathered in because I have to replace my old machine with a new one? Or is it the account that I made before 2022 that's going to allow me to continue using these machines in the way that I've done in the past? This is really unclear. A lot of people have asked this, and we've not really seen any clarification about it, which is usually not a great sign. The other thing is that while I am really genuinely surprised and pleased that they actually did listen to community members, this is still a big 180 from where people thought that Cricut's values and morals lie. Just the fact that this happened in the first place and it took a PR nightmare for them to actually walk it back really speaks volumes as to what might happen in the future with this company and why people should still be cautious going forward. Again, I think the big takeaway that we all need to understand is that it's kind of a dangerous road to assume that big corporations who their job is to make a profit are your friends. Stuff like this happens all the time. It's usually just not quite this obvious. So if you already have a Cricut account, it sounds like for now you will be able to use it as you intended. Just be aware that as we leave 2021, it's not entirely clear as to whether we will be able to continue using Design Space without a subscription, or if we will need to upgrade in order to replace our old machines. I've talked to a couple folks about this, including having a big complaining session with Down and Creative, and I think people's trust has really just been eroded. A lot of people have said that they're going to leave Cricut and jump to other cut machines. The Silhouette Cameo 4 is a really great competitor to the Cricut. It has a lot of the same features and a slightly lower price point. Brother Cut and Sew is also another really good competitor. Mira Scarlett has a lot of great videos on that machine as well that you can check out. And if you aren't comfortable using Cricut products, that is totally fine, and absolutely I would look into those other options. However, one thing that I think we should all take away is that, you never really know who to trust. Right now, Silhouette and Brother do look like they have a better moral standpoint than Cricut, especially given that the Silhouette software does not require an internet connection. However, you never know what will happen in the future, so you should always keep an eye out and be wary about any changes that might come down the road. Don't just blindly follow a company, and always keep up to date on what they're up to. Please check out the comments section for my sources, and I'll see you guys soon.